Hello, I'm Redmoon.
And I'm Bluemoon.
And today we'll be showing you our finished sketchbooks! We conveniently finished them before 2019. Not really though, there's some 2019 drawings in there. Don't tell anyone, we ripped a bunch of pages out at the end so we could finish these.
Cheated, but whatever.
It took us 1 year and 4 months to complete these.
So it's a bit of 2017, 2018, and a little taste of 2019 there. It's a mix of all three.
It's kind of sad. It takes us a long time to finish the sketchbook.
Yeah, we don't have all the time in the world to complete all the pages, but we try, and we really wanted to finish this really badly.
We really cheated at the end there, but we're not gonna mention that part.
Don't worry about it.
In our last sketchbook video, go check that out if you haven't watched it. A lot of you asked us what supplies we used, so here are the supplies on screen right now. If you have any questions about them, please ask.
We'll most likely link all of the stuff we use down in the description if we can find it online. The drawings we're going to talk about are the drawings we think are the best in our sketchbooks.
If you need any inspiration, feel free to watch this video because we're going to be showing our best drawings that we're proud of. So, you know, we're just going to make ourselves look really good, okay? A warning,
We'll show the backgrounds at the end.
Yes, we use a lot of references. I just want to mention that. These are not 100% our drawings. We do use a lot of references. I think in my heart they teach you a lot. They teach me a lot. But I need to like really lean off this next year. I'll start with my sketchbook, I guess, since we started with Bluemoon's last time, I think.
Okay, yeah, we usually start with mine. So let's start with yours this time.
Let's switch it up. Okay, let's go. Okay, here's my sketchbook. Here's some stickers I put on the back. We both collect stickers on our sketchbook. This is how I feel about finishing my sketchbook. And this is the school I might want to go to. I don't know. The front of my sketchbook, I showed this in our last sketchbook video. It's very nice. It kind of smudged everywhere. It's hard to see on camera, but in person, like, it looks gross and dirty. But that's what you get when you keep a sketchbook for a whole year, drag it with you everywhere. Flip open the sketchbook. I always do a test color page right on the front. Don't come into my house and steal this, please. Do not. Don't steal. This will come and attack you. And this is my favorite quote on the side right here. Time you enjoy wasting is not time wasted. Basically, this summarizes my whole sketchbook. I started 7/29/2017. And I finished 9/15/2019. And we never told you guys, but Pebbles died, our little fish. I'm so sorry. Like, here's a video of him. Like, he's a beautiful boy. We had a funeral for him. Here's pictures. I feel bad we never told you about him.
He actually lived for a pretty long time. Anyway, kind of off topic. Very depressing, but
I just wanted to show you guys the first page of my sketchbook. I feel like I really have to. It is the weirdest thing I've ever drawn. He's like an old but young, hairy but bald, sad but happy guy. This is the first drawing you see when you open my sketchbook, and I hate when people flip open and they see the first page and they question my life. There's gonna be a lot more of why did I draw this pictures in here, so be prepared. This picture does not prepare you for my sketchbook at all.
You got a rocking mustache though, and it's all that matters.
He's pretty lit. Alright, here's the next page. This is an OC, a very old OC. Ignore these two faces over here, they're pretty ugly.
They're not that
Just
bad.
focus on this drawing right here. I'm very proud of it because I did not use a reference. I did use a reference for this one though, but besides the point, I'm just proud that I drew like the same character twice and they look pretty similar, except the second one's face looks pretty weird, but
the bodies are pretty good.
The bodies are good. Like, I just like how I drew the bodies. I use colored pencils and watercolor. I always do the watercolor first and then add colored pencil to it. My favorite thing is her top. Just look at that shading right there. It's amazing. And moving on to my next page. It's kind of like bam in your face. This has a meaning, but I think it just speaks for itself. You can interpret it how you want, even though I put a quote down here, a secret language, and only us can figure it out, or if you like watch our last video, you can read this. It's really sad, but I really love all the colors I use. I just had to show this. I like the water and I love the space. And I'm still planning on dyeing my hair red. So this is me in the middle and my hair's red because I want my hair to be red. But I can't dye it red yet because I don't have money and it takes a long time and I never bleached my hair before. But I had this dream since 2017.
One day. Well, it's a goal, you know.
Okay, this is the only anime drawing I'm pretty sure if I remember that I have in this whole entire sketchbook. That's very shocking to me, but here's Aaron. I don't trace anything. I just drew this by hand. It took me like 50 tries to get his eyebrows right. Like, those eyebrows are way harder than you think they are to draw. Also, just to mention, pro tip, if you don't want anything to smudge, cover your pages in tape. The shading's very light. You kind of see right here I messed up on the chin. That's really all I have to say. Just let's take a moment to admire. Right next to my Draw That OP's Challenge Halloween version, and it's very beautiful, is this dude that's smoking. You may say this looks like Brendan Urie. It is not. I used a reference of some random person on the internet to draw this. It turned out looking nothing like them, and my hand morphed it into Brendan Urie's face. I mean, it has some resemblance to me. Maybe it's the hair. And he's smoking PG-13. I just wanted to draw smoke. Don't smoke, kids. If I smoked, I'd die because I have asthma. Don't smoke. It's not cool. I just wanted to draw it, okay? Gosh.
You got so offended for no reason.
I know. I was
you.
like acting like someone's gonna attack me. Also, if you guys don't know, we just turned 17 this November, but I realized I made a note down here to myself that said I was still 15. So I was 15 when I drew this, and that makes me feel really old and very slow while making this sketchbook. I was like, that's 2 years. I need to draw more, basically, is the lesson of this. Next to these weird scribbles into doodles pages, don't zoom in on them. What are you doing? I saw
this
that.
one. I like this one.
These are really weird. That rat has giant legs, which is like such a look, to be honest.
I like that
but
one.
next to this weird page is this beautiful page. I use a lot of references from Pinterest, and I was just really practicing shading and dimension. These stairs are my pride and joy right here. I love everything except this tower is like a little tilted.
That looks so good.
This candle didn't fit on the page, so I kind of bent it so it would. I kind of cheated there. I definitely use reference for these. I can't draw these from my mind. If you can't tell.
You can't really do that.
But I covered these in tape or else they would smudge a whole lot.
I'm, to be honest, really jealous because I need to work on backgrounds and these look really good.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
This is my favorite drawing in my entire sketchbook. Let's just take a moment. Take a moment. It's watercolor, colored pencils, and some gel pens. I definitely used a reference for this. I cannot whip this out of my mind.
I don't have photographic memory like that.
But I really love this. I posted a picture with this as a background on Instagram. I think I'm gonna post the whole thing on Instagram one day. I just feel like I shouldn't claim it as mine because I took a picture of this. Like I used someone else's reference. But I'm still really impressed with myself that I managed to color and make this like bam coloring book, you know? And I added my own type of buildings in the background. The only thing I really used a reference for is the stairs and the buildings. The rest I kind of did myself.
I really like how you added the white gel pen to look like it's like lightly snowing outside.
In my new sketchbook, I really want to try to do more of these giant pages of backgrounds because apparently I'm really good at them.
I need to try.
I'm kind of discovering I'm good. I wanted to show you textures with watercolor and colored pencil. If I just colored this in watercolor, it'd look very plain, but down at the skirt, I did a lot of colored pencil and kind of shading here, and I did markers on her shirt to give it like some texture. I really like it. It's like her outfit uses like a black base, but then she's also like nature, water, and like flowers all
she
like
looks like a weird combination of a priest and like Artner.
She's also like a wolf. I definitely used a reference for the top half of her arms and face, but I did the legs myself. It's pretty easy to do this bell skirt shape. Obviously, I couldn't figure out the legs, so I just drew a skirt. But I made it look really pretty to make up for my lack of knowledge of legs.
It all worked out.
It has a lot of detail. You can do a lot of detail with colored pencils, is my point here. This is a drawing I really don't like that much anymore, but I just wanted to bring it up to show that tracing something in the foreground and not tracing the background creates sort of like a, I don't know, like a storybook vibe.
It gives like Lisa Frank vibes.
Yeah, it gives me Lisa Frank vibes.
With thick stripes on their pants and their hair.
It's true. But this makes no sense proportionally at all. That's not how abs work. He looks really short and weird, but I really like her. But the background doesn't make any sense. I just like the way I colored this because, like usual, I kind of overcolor stuff to hide my bad proportions and bad drawings. Alright, I'm gonna come straight out with this. This is definitely not a pose I came up with on my own. I used a picture from Pinterest. I just really wanted to practice coloring and redraw an OC, and I just couldn't get the face right. Like, I wanted someone to be passionately singing, and I just couldn't get it right, so I looked up a picture. I just wanted to show you guys because of the coloring. I just really love the black with the yellow with the orange. It's just like a whole look, and I just love it so much. Ignore that her hat really makes no sense. It's kind of just like the brim of the hat, but no actual hat. Like, that's her hair. Here's the brim of the hat.
Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah, she does. And our one friend really complimented me on this, and then when I added the yellows, they said they hated it. So I should have just left it black and white, but you know what? I like it with the yellows, so they can just mind their own business and take their opinion somewhere else. Once again, I used a video tutorial for this drawing right here. This isn't completely out of my mind. This is the video I used on screen. It was very good and very helpful for me, so go watch that video and try them yourself. It really inspired me. I like this because I learned how to draw power lines from that video. It was very helpful. I posted this drawing on Instagram because I loved it so much. She has such a look, like it's sporty but fashionable. I love how the shoes match into this like triangle design I made in the background. If you can't really tell, I was very inspired by K-pop when I drew her, so I gave her like a little mic and she looks like a performer. I remember watching this live performance of Blackpink with this all gold background on stage, and that's the background she was performing. So I was very inspired by apply that background, and I drew all of this. I hadn't like really liked K-pop at this time. If you can't
Sometimes inspiration comes from strange places.
If you guys were watching our Halloween videos, you probably remember that I promised that I was doing something special for Halloween. This is it. I didn't get that far because this was taking longer than I thought. My whole premise was I was gonna make like a stop motion animation, but like not really, kind of like a storyboard animation of this girl going to this Halloween store, and there's gonna be this whole plot with this like really calm background music. But I realized that would take a lot of drawing, and I really didn't have time to draw all of those. So I planned out like the whole premise on this page. I drew some of the characters, planned out their personalities. I also did some references on this page of all the characters, but I ended up only doing 3 panels of this idea. And I'm not gonna tell you the story because if I do it next year, I don't want there to be spoilers out there. So
Yeah.
you're just gonna have to wonder what this would be about. Dragon Boy. Woo. He's kind of an OC, but I don't have a story for him. I love all the green. I was listening to the Wicked soundtrack, if you can't tell. I love this color yellow and like his cute little smirk in his face and this like weird Grim Reaper stick and this really simplistic dragon. As you can tell, he's a blob. I can't draw dragons, but when I use references, I can draw dragons. This is when I didn't use a reference, and over here is when I did use a reference for a dragon. The body I came up with on my own. The face I combined a bunch of different references for because I couldn't find this exact pose I wanted. I'm very proud of this page because I love all the colors I picked. Honestly, green is like my second favorite color. But yeah, I use markers and colored pencils for these, like always. And his story is that he can turn into a dragon, which is kind of confusing because like why is he behind himself? But you know, it's artistic like that. This is the cheating in my sketchbook I was talking about. I should say cheating. I didn't really cheat. It's my sketchbook. This isn't a test. I can do what I want, okay? Gosh. We had an English project where you had to take quotes. We both have the same English teacher, is why I say we. You had to take quotes from a book written by a British author and draw pictures for each, but they had to be full size and you had to draw 15 of them. So I kind of cheated in the project and I cut the pages in half. This is all Harry Potter themed from The Half-Blood Prince. Like this is the weirdest picture of Malfoy ever, and I couldn't fit Dumbledore's head in this picture, so I just cut it off, you know, easy solution.
We did most of these all in one day, so that's why they looked like rushed.
We did this in a whole day, from like 10 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock at night.
I wanted to die at the end of the day.
As you can see, I gave up on this one, so I had to draw 15, and I actually did all 15. Alright, I couldn't not put Tony in here. He's one of my favorite OCs. He does not have any backstory or any story to him. He's just a high-key amazing mob boss.
He gives me like Reagan from Mob Psycho vibes.
I originally created him like 4 years ago, and I still draw him every once in a while because I love drawing suits. To be honest, they're very fun to draw, all the folds and wrinkles. If you ever want to feel like Tony, listen to Panic at the Disco and 21 Pilots. That was the last page I'm really gonna show, but this is what I drew on my last page. I was really happy. This is how I felt because I was so happy. I always write this at the end of our sketchbook so I kind of see how I improve, not just art-wise, but life-wise, you know? Oh yeah, you want to see the cover of my new sketchbook?
Oh yeah.
This is the new sketchbook cover of my new sketchbook. They kind of have like a theme of trees and lines and buildings, so I added trees and lines and buildings in this one.
This is a newer edition.
Let's get rid of the old one. Let's start the new one. Oh, here's my sketchbook. It's a little bigger than Redmoon's, and I'm continuing my traditions, and I put stickers that I found in school all over the front. I really like it. This is my collection for this sketchbook. If you remember in our last sketchbook video, we said kids would stick these fragile stickers all over everything in the whole school. So we collect them like creepy gremlins off the floor and stick them on our sketchbook.
We're not hoarders, we swear.
Yeah,
I have like random like gross looking ones.
Moving on to the first page of my sketchbook, I decided to continue the tradition of drawing this devil girl on the front of my sketchbook. It says welcome to my sketchbook, similar to the phrase welcome to HE double hockey sticks. I just think that's a great resemblance, and the first time I did it on accident. I'm just continuing the tradition because I think it's really cute, and I'm doing that in my new sketchbook too. So this is this version. Alright, I just wanted to show you guys this one because I know I showed him in our last sketchbook tour video, and I asked you guys to come up with a name for him. I never really figured one out, but here are our favorites. I'm really indecisive. I really like him though. I redrew him again. I like dark colors contrasting with like bright ones, so you'll see that a lot in my sketchbook. Now that I'm looking at it, looks like you tried squeezing him on the page.
I did, I really
like
did.
he looks extra short for some reason.
I mean, he's naturally short,
but like you really tried squeezing him on the page. Alright, I just wanted to show this one because I mean it's not the best, but I still like the posing and the outfits for these characters I have. They're a set of 4. They're like a team similar to Ruby, where it's like a team of 4 people and they spell out like an initial. So this is one of them. I just like him. So and his like giant flamethrower.
Yeah, I just love the flamethrower design I came up with.
And she definitely used a reference for this.
Yeah, definitely. I couldn't come up with this on my own.
I really have no good reason reason for showing you this one, besides the fact I just like this stupid character I came up with. He's a skeleton or zombie thing named Tom, and I just imagined him going into this store that has human apparel, which is just like human clothing and limbs and skin, and he's just trying stuff on and just loving his life. He doesn't know traditional male or female clothes, so he just tries on a bunch of girl clothes, which makes him look really ridiculous. It says time to be human on it. And he's dressed up as a human.
Like there's an ear he put on.
Oh,
I didn't notice that. That's funny.
The only reason I'm showing you this random doodle page is because I really love him and I can never draw him the same ever again. That's my reaction to how beautiful he is. Actually, no, I did try drawing him again on this page and I like this facial expression, but ever since these two pictures, I can never recreate him. I'm pretty sure it's easy, but like I just can't get it right. You have to be very specific when I draw a character. Like this is an OC, but this looks so bad. This is just not what we want the OC to look like, and it's so hard to redraw OCs for me because I want them to look like perfect. And the only reason I wanted to show you this page is because I was trying to think of different skin tones to do, and I just gave this guy like Gucci skin. He has this weird pattern on him. Gucci skin is a new skin tone, guys. I imagine he's just got a bunch of tattoos, just squiggles, and it just looks like he has Gucci pattern on his skin. I don't know why I did that. I think all these people have weird skin tones. Like his is normal, but you added like gray, and then he has blue skin, and she's like gray. I can admire the creativity for this one. Yes. Alright, so I'm completely ratting myself out for this drawing. This is a self-proclaimed redraw, even though I didn't redraw it in my style at all. I looked at someone else's drawing, I completely copied, and I just added my character's design on top of it. The coloring in the hair is pretty nice. That's all. Yes. Like, the coloring's nice, the little outfits are nice, but I totally copied someone else's drawing, and that is not cool. Moving on to something that is completely 100% my own is these two little cute deer creature things. I drew him a long time ago. He was the first picture I ever drew of him, and I really liked him, so I wanted to redraw him again. And I gave him a little friend. They both kind of have this weird power of music. He emits music through his headphones, and she mocks people's voices. If she hears someone talking, she can say the sentence back to them, which is kind of creepy because she has no mouth, but she can mimic a person. So basically, she's like a skinwalker. If you've ever heard those stories of skinwalkers luring people into the forest because they can mimic voices of people's friends. That's her, but she's way cuter. So cute. She's a little deer with little headphones. This is like one of my favorite drawings in this whole sketchbook. This, along with a counterpart for this drawing, I just love. So basically, my idea for this character and her counterpart that you're gonna see later is, do you know how there's always anime right now that are really popular called isekai? They're basically characters who get transported into a fantasy world, like generic, and they have fight monsters and like become #1. Yeah. This is basically that, but the opposite. So they come from this fantasy world being on top, and they're ripped into the real world. This is her real world outfit versus her fantasy outfit. And basically, she's the hero in the fantasy world, but when she gets ripped into the real world, she kind of turns into a realist and is really cynical. Yeah, she's like your typical shonen hero to like, oh, I'm just trying to live, you know? Here are the most colorful pages in my sketchbook. Maybe they're just intense because they're together. So when you open it, you're just like blasted with this color. I like them, but this one is more of my favorite, so I'm gonna talk about this one. So I imagine they're these hallucinogens, which are basically just plants, which are just drugs, and they're like a hybrid of them. So like their powers are based off hallucinogens. Yeah, of the plants they're based on. I was trying to figure out the plants, but I'm not sure yet. She wants to be more bad than he does, so she just drags him along with everything she does. He's like, oh, I don't want to be here, but he has a more powerful power. It's this whole complicated story I came up with in my head, but we always come up with really complicated backstories for one drawing and never draw the characters ever again. It's one of those things where you look up questionable things on the internet to come up with characters and you go, Mom, it's for research. I'm looking up hallucinogenic drugs for an OC, okay? And here's that fantasy girl's counterpart I was talking about. I love him and his design. He looks insane. So as you can guess, this is the fantasy version of him, and in the fantasy world, he was the villain. And then this is him in his street clothes as a good guy in the real world. I just like it because I admire the way I took elements from this outfit and put it in his normal outfit. He's like dragon theme going on, so I gave him a dragon in his shirt, Gucci shoes, you know? Totally realistic. I admire the work I put into this, and it shows that I really can make these characters if I try hard enough, or if I'm lucky. Sometimes they just randomly pop out. If you're really like feeling it, you know? And over here, you have some more drawings of them together. Her pinning him down like, you were the bad guy, now you're the good guy, who are you? I recognize you. He really looks like he's wearing blood on his face. I don't like that one as much, but I like this, and I like how I combine them together. Now, we tried doing 2018 Inktober, but we could never really follow through, so I decided to only do 4 pictures. I came up with this band, and they only perform on Halloween. This is the lead singer, this is the guitarist, and this is the techno guy who kind of also sings. I just like them because they're such an iconic duo that I can always draw. Not duo, they're a trio. Oh yeah, trio. They're such an iconic trio, and I only draw them around Halloween, so I just like them and they're cute. Like Redmoon mentioned earlier, we both had the same English teacher, so I also had to spend a whole day on this project. So let's flip through the pictures. As you can tell, they progressively get worse as it continues. Like, these are really bad. This is when I started giving up. And I didn't even finish. I think I did 7, 12. I like this one though. I like this because I looked at them. Even though I don't like the last page of my sketchbook, I'll show it anyway. This basically describes how I feel about the last page. I wrote, wow, what an anticlimactic way to end my sketchbook. Hopefully my new one is better than this monstrosity. That's basically the moral of this whole video because we know we can do better while drawing these. Like, we look back on these even though they weren't that old and we cringe. And you know, that's all about the art experience. Every artist hates every drawing they draw, and that's just how it is. And you just gotta improve until you love every drawing you draw. That was my mini inspirational TED Talk. But yeah, this is her last page. Basically just drew myself looking edgy. Oh, and if you saw Halloween costume videos, she drew herself in her Halloween costume. And that was my sketchbook. And all its mine is way bigger than Redmoon's. And we're so happy. Oh, my new one. Got it. Here's my new sketchbook. I already started putting stickers on it. I'm hoping this gets more filled than my old one. And I started drawing that demon again. She's an upgraded version sneak peek to our year in advance sketchbook tour. Whew, here's all our sketchbooks. We definitely have a lot more sketchbooks. We've been drawing since like the beginning of middle school plus elementary school, but we didn't have sketchbooks back in elementary school. That's besides the point. If you ever want more sketchbook videos, make sure to tell us because we have a lot of sketchbooks and hopefully we'll manage to finish these 2 by the end of next year so we can do another sketchbook tour video. We're crossing our fingers, hopefully to span across 3 years. Alright, we were just about to film this ending. We put our camera down and we opened up our phone and Purple Moon texted us the picture of her drawing this drawing right here on the screen. And she used the exact video tutorial I used like 2 years ago, which is pretty funny. Trust me, it was a good tutorial. Even Purple Moon uses it. Yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. We hope you inspired you. We really hope we inspired you. I mean, I think that's the reason you clicked on this is to be inspired. Go draw if you're just holding off on that watching these videos. Shoot, right now. You don't even need to watch the ending. Let your creative out. Free. Creativity. Free. Go be creative. But if you're here now, stick around for the ending because we're gonna show you a collage of all the extra drawings we didn't feel like talking about. So I guess we're signing out. Thanks for watching. Happy New Year. Oh yeah. And see you in our next video, which is hopefully Gravity. We're working on it. Random, a perfect time dance party. Yeah, happy 2019. Woo, bye.